Everybody, TJ McKinley podcast, episode 36. We say what we want, period. Y'all already know I'm back in the intro shorter. I got a special guest coming back on. This gonna be his second time on. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
Hey, I'm Dave. I run the Twitter account Buffalo Sports Chatter. You can find our at Chatter Buffalo. How's it going, TJ?
What's up? So as y'all know, David, I call him Dave. Dave already know I like do the ether segment. So what you want to go off about, man?
All right, so I've been doing a lot of draft work over the course of the past few months. Anytime I'm not at work, I'm just kind of like grinding away, just watching film. I got through about 117 prospects so far this draft class, where I just kind of like went through the film and all that, and I'm just ready to talk some post draft thoughts that I have, who I thought did well. We're going to talk about TJ's team, the Browns, my team, the Bills, and then just a couple of like steal picks that I thought happened throughout the draft. All right.
Tell them about that interview with the GM.
Oh yeah, that was nuts. Okay, yeah, I'm glad we're starting here. So this morning on WGR, the Buffalo local radio, our GM Brandon Bean came on, and some of the WGR guys were just kind of talking before the interview, and were just saying how they wished we grabbed a receiver because it's one of the weak spots on our team. Even though our offense is good, hey, I wish we got a wide receiver. And then Bean comes on, Brandon Bean, our GM, comes on to the show for his interview, and then he just starts immediately. He's like, "Hey guys, thanks for having me. I just wanted to say, uh, that it is that the fact that we need a wide receiver is the dumbest argument I've ever heard." That's the exact quote he used. The dumbest argument I ever heard, and starts telling these guys, like, you were bitching when I took Josh Allen over Josh Rosen and all this stuff. Just like live on the radio, live on Buffalo Sports Talk Radio. He just starts going in on these guys for no reason. He's like, we need a defense. Our offense was good last year. All this stuff. Like, I have never seen a GM speak like that. You know what I mean? I agree that defense was the bigger issue to address, right? So we got Max Harrison in the first round. I had a first round grade on him. He was a corner out of Kentucky. He's real fast. He has good instincts in zone. He's got really fluid hips. He tested really well at the combine. I think he ran a 4.29 at the 40-yard dash. Like, he is just a freak of nature, and he's just got like this incredibly positive attitude that you could just sense in the draft. Like, he was dapping up everybody as they were going up to walk to the stage to go get picked, and you could just sense the high energy. I love the Max Harrison pick. I was a huge fan of that. Then we moved up in the second round. We got TJ Sanders. He's a D tackle out of South Carolina. Not really the most explosive guy, but or the biggest guy. He's about 290, 295, but he plays with a ton of power. He's a good run defender. He can play the three tech, he can play the one tech. I'm good with that pick. Then we got Landon Jackson, edge rusher out of Arkansas, just super high floor guy. I had an early third round grade on him, which is where we took him. He's a pro ready edge, instant rotation guy behind Rousseau and Bosa. But after that, I certainly see the need for wide receiver, right? Like, we have probably a bottom 5 to 10 wide receiver room in the league. And of all of like the consensus Super Bowl contenders, it's easily the worst wide receiver room in the league. We're expecting Josh Palmer to take this outside wide receiver one role in
Mm-hmm.
this offense. And I don't know if I like banking our entire wide receiver position on Josh Palmer taking this huge step up. I'd like to at least bring in some competition or insurance policy, or hey, maybe this guy that we draft in the fourth round ends up being, the next Puka or whatever the hell he is, right? Like, Puka was the fifth round pick, came up to play right away. You can find studs all the time in day 3 in the NFL draft. Brandon Bean's done it on defense constantly, but he has not been able to find and even Khalil Shakir was a fifth round pick a couple of years ago, and he's turned into our best wide receiver. He's a great slot receiver and all this. But just because the offense is good, right? Our offense was top of the league last year. Just because the offense is good doesn't mean wide receiver isn't a need. Last year it was so bad we had to trade a 3rd-round pick mid-season to you guys for Amari Cooper, right?
Mm.
And Amari Cooper clearly never found his place in the offense, right? He comes to Buffalo, doesn't really know the system, doesn't know the playbook at all, then gets hurt, so then he can't develop any sort of connection with Josh Allen, and then next thing you know, it's the playoffs. And why the hell would you play a guy who barely knows the system, doesn't really have a connection with the quarterback as your starting wide receiver? And then, our offense was this year not the one that failed us, but we had a drive with 2 minutes left in the game against Kansas City, and they didn't score, and we lost. And it's just, I don't want to have to make that kind of mid-season move for a wide receiver again, and not even trying to add a guy in the draft is. I understand if you think we're fine at wide receiver, and that's fine by Brandon Beane. I'm not pissed that he didn't add a wide receiver. I'm pissed that he thinks it's the dumbest argument he's ever heard to try and go after a wide receiver and just starts going after all these local guys. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine if Andrew Berry did that? What would you be thinking if somebody was like, because you guys need a wide receiver too? What if Andrew Berry said, "No, I know more than you. We don't need a wide receiver. We're good. This is the dumbest argument I've ever heard." What would you think about that?
I don't know, man. Them GMs and you know how they be with their egos and management. I get it though. Well, sometimes some people actually work their way up. No nepotism. So I understand when they get to a certain position, they don't want to hear what the fans saying, or they don't, deal with the local people. They on some like they up here type stuff. You know how they do. So
Mm-hmm.
if he was to do something like that, it would be like whatever. Because at this point with the Browns, I don't know what they do. They want to change. They want to move to Brook Park. Then they argue with the city. Then they drafted Shador, which I said they was gonna do. Then,
Oh yeah,
man,
you said it.
it's
You've
a
been
it's
saying that for a while. That Shador is going to Cleveland.
because they obvious, man. Like they always go get like from like I said, Baker, Johnny, Tim Couch, Derek Anderson, Colt McCoy. Man, they gonna get the most hyped quarterback in the draft. If the Browns got a top 5 pick, they're going to get whoever the most hyped that year. They're going to get. I don't care if they were trash the first 3 seasons. If they got all the hype in the world that last season, they're going to draft them.
No, yeah. I mean, I think it was a good pick to get Shador in the 5th. I think that's incredible value. He's comes in right away. To me, from what I saw out of him, he sees the field better than any other quarterback in this class. He is by far the most accurate quarterback in this class. Does he have the strongest arm? No. Is he athletic? Not really, which you'd expect out of Deion Sanders' son, but no, not very athletic. And I don't know, the pocket presence isn't great either. He kind of drifts away in the pocket, which might cause problems. But I think he's a guy that's ready to start right away in Cleveland. I know you don't think so, but I think he's a guy ready to start right away in Cleveland. You're not married to him as a future quarterback if you want to use, you guys got 2 first-round picks now because he made that trade with Jacksonville. So you're not married to Shador because he's a 5th-round pick. You could go up, package those 2 first-round picks, go get a quarterback next year in a much better class where you got Arch Manning, Nico, Lenore Sellers, Drew Aller, all these guys that might end up being top picks.
I got something to say about that.
Okay, let's hear it.
If Jacksonville, I'm a Brown fan. Let's say I was a Jacksonville fan. If we just traded all them picks, because they traded more than what they claiming. It's going to be, they all. If Jacksonville what's his name? Everybody gonna look at me like Travis Hunter. If Travis Hunter don't do good in Jacksonville,
oh my God,
man,
yeah.
when I tell you They already drafted Trevor Lawrence. Even though they gave him the contract, everybody question mark on him right now. Then they've been drafting the Georgia dudes, dudes here and there. Now you just traded basically all these picks for Travis Hunter. You got to pay him a lot. I mean, even though he go be bringing in the revenue, it's a business. He go the jersey sales. Jacksonville gonna make their money off him, but he gonna make his money too. What I'm saying is, if he don't be balling like he was in college with the playing both sides, Devin Hester basically on special teams, man. It's gonna be bad in Jacksonville, man. I just see it coming. What you think?
I mean, yeah, I think they gave up way too much for Travis Hunter. Giving up a future first for a non-quarterback when you're not that good of a team is a crazy move. I think Travis Hunter is the best overall player in this class. I think he's going to be a stud on both sides of the ball. He's got the best ball skills, corner, wide receiver in this entire draft. Just the way he finds the football is incredible. He's great in coverage on defense. If I was Jacksonville, I would play him 100% of the snaps at corner and then just kind of rotate him in at receiver, go like 50%. I heard they're thinking about treating him as a primary wide receiver, which I think is interesting. I probably wouldn't, but I get it. He's a stud wide receiver. I don't think Travis Hunter will fail in the league, but I think you gave up way too much for him. I don't ever condone giving up a first round pick for a non-quarterback, a future first, if you're a bad team. Does that make sense?
I know what we are about to see. We're about to see if Travis Hunter can transform his game for the pro level, or because we know they're gonna put him at receiver, and we know definitely, man, he gonna play receiver. Or if we about to see if Trevor Lawrence really worth all that money, all the hype he been getting these past couple of years. Because if people know, Trevor Lawrence is not just getting the league last year. Like him and Justin Fields been in the league for like at least 3-4 seasons now. A couple seasons. It's not like they keep, how people keep, well, Trevor Lawrence, he knew that it. He been in the league for like at least 3 years. I know.
He's going into year 5.
Exactly. Like he just got in the league. Like dude been in the league. So now you got Travis Hunter coming in and all the young offensive pieces they got for you and the defense. Because we know Jacksonville's technically, they're like a mid-young team. Like everybody like 25, 26, 30. Like they're not old, but they're starting to age just a little. But now you got someone like Travis Hunter coming in, zero excuses. So the Trevor Lawrence skills, and I see he doing commercials. Okay, that's cute, but if y'all don't make the playoffs this year, watch ESPN be saying they renegotiating. This how you know they about to get rid of a quarterback. Anytime they start playing the renegotiating their contract, it's not. Yeah, you're done.
Oh, I just got a notification on top that I'm gonna read out to you. Deontay Johnson visiting the Browns today. What you think?
Who is that?
The old Pittsburgh wide receiver. He was with Carolina last year and all these flurry of teams last year. You remember the dude with the bad hands but the great route runner on Pittsburgh? He was number 18.
The only dude I know from number 18 is Randall Cobb from not Pittsburgh. I thought you said Pittsburgh. I thought you said Packers.
Oh no, Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Like keeping up with them, like okay, that's cool. Like if he ain't got no hands, okay, that's cool. I still don't know who you talking about, but okay.
Oh, okay, all right.
I thought you was about to say something like Saquon won the league, the Eagles or something.
Oh no, not that big. But Deontay was a 1,000-yard receiver for a couple of years in Pittsburgh.
How old is he? What is he, like 31 now?
He's like 29, I think.
Well, yeah, but speaking of running backs, we got what's his
Mhm.
name? Judkins, number one. Y'all been playing college football, so I know Judkins, the running back. Yeah, we got him. I feel like with that pick, because I don't want to make this be like a Brown show. We definitely gonna hit Cam Ward.
No, I'll
But
definitely get into the Browns with you. Yeah.
uh, I feel like Nick Chubb career coming to. I don't want to say it end, but he becoming a third down back. Like Nick Chubb went from like just you could just run him all day. Now it's like you like a safe running back. You know, our teams got the old head veteran.
Yeah.
Well, like we can use Junkins to run the ball now. That's number one, and we can bring in Chubb for a third down. We
Well,
know he got
Chubb's gone.
Chubb going.
Chubb's a free agent.
Oh, he a free agent.
Chubb's a free agent. Yeah.
Oh well, Junkins number one. Then they running him.
Hmm.
They about to run him in the ground. I'm just.
Oh yeah.
I, I hope he. I be seeing videos. He look like he be doing a lot of working out, bro. They about to run you in the ground in Cleveland. I'm just telling you right now.
Oh yeah. I like both the running backs you brought in. Sampson too, out of Tennessee. Man, can he
Oh
fly?
yeah, I seen him.
Oh yeah. He's those two are going to be a good 1-2 punch, especially Sampson might not play a lot this year. Uh it might be Judkins and Ford, kind of like splitting the duo, splitting the carries and whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
Sampson, to me, he was my RB3 in this whole class behind Genty and Hampton. Like I think Sampson is better than Judkins. That dude can fly. He's shifty. He's got like this unbelievable just kind of like leg motor where he could just kind of like push the pile. He can't like bounce off tackles and stuff like that, but he's got real good leg drive that can just kind of get him in the end zone.
I,
Judkins is good all around back too, though. You
I
guys got a real duo there.
I think the Browns still need like a veteran. I mean, if Chubb don't resign since he playing the free agency bait game, like come on, Chubb, you don't have the leverage, bro. I'm just gonna tell you. I see what you doing because you know how players of his caliber they like play the y'all gonna pay me like Miles Garrett did. Miles Garrett basically did. I'm gonna leave and y'all gonna pay me what I want. Chuck, bro, you not on Miles Garrett stats, man. Like you play the running back position. Everybody know they get three. Look, Zeke. This ain't the days of Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith and all them. Like y'all, the way these owners look at y'all now running back, they be like, okay, we can get maybe 2.5, 3 years out of y'all. 5 is stretching it. And then
Mhm.
we go, you see how they start doing Zeke.
Yeah,
Zeke was
yeah.
still in shape. I mean, he was out of shape, but he was still in shape. But the injuries started to pile up. When he came back, they started running that, what was it, Pollard dude, I think. They
Yeah.
started running all them other Dallas running backs. Like, man, you see how they're about to do Saquon like that. Then nobody expects Saquon to have a breakout season. He did with the Eagles. They thought Saquon was gonna come in there and be like some mid, 1,000-yard rusher barely. They nobody expect Saquon to come back from out of the Giants and go to the Eagles and have the breakout season. Nobody
I'll
expects
say
Saquon to do
I
that.
wasn't expecting all of that, but I was expecting Saquon to be real good. I wasn't expecting, like what 2,000 yards or whatever the hell he had, but I was expecting him to be one of the top running backs in the league for sure. I mean, behind that Eagles O line with how talented he is, it'd be hard not to be. I didn't expect it to be to that level though. Like he was nuts this year.
Exactly. They nobody expect that, but yeah, man. Let's go ahead
Mhm.
and talk. Let's go ahead and get into these players. I want to talk about the Browns all day. Cam Ward, what you feel about that? Going to the Titans, no
I
more
mean,
overall pick.
yeah, it was the right pick. He's got a real strong arm. Titans needed a quarterback. Cam Ward, I think, was number 13 on my big board that I did. It doesn't mean I don't think he should have been taking one. I do think he should have been taking one,
Mm,
but he's got the real strong arm. He can create out of structure, but sometimes that might kick his ass in the NFL for the first year though, because you remember watching Caleb Williams in college, right? Like he was running all around, he was making plays when there wasn't any plays, he was holding onto the ball for 5-6 seconds and escaping edge rushers and linebackers and everything. Then once he got to the league, couldn't really do that anymore, and it's going to have to be a little bit of a reality check. I think Caleb is my Cam Ward comparison. I think there's going to be it's going to be a rough rookie year for Cam Ward, but I think he's going to end up being, his upside is definitely there. He's got the upside of a top 10 quarterback in the league. So right pick there with Tennessee. How about you?
I feel like the Titans got history of drafting bros at quarterback, from Warren Moon to Steve McNair to Vince Young to now Cam Ward. So I feel like it's a tradition with them. And I want to bring in the race stuff, but it's like anytime the Titans start having bad seasons, they go get them a quarterback who can run and pass. So him and I low key consider Miami a HBCU. Let's just be for real, like. Like I ain't go to an HBCU. I went to a institution, but we ain't gonna talk about that anyway. Miami Hurricanes football team is an HBCU team. Let's just keep it real. Y'all see how they get down, but I feel like for Tennessee, this is a good pick. I feel like that's the quarterback I think the Browns should have gotten if we would go trade up, but whatever. I feel like we already knew he was going number one, number two. I think we knew he was going the first quarterback off draft board, but yeah, I feel like he gonna have a good career. Now, if Tennessee don't get him some pieces, do I feel like Cam Ward can play like Lamar? Yes. Do I feel like he has the team to carry like Lamar? No. He need at least like a super strong defense or that one dude like who he can just throw. Like, you remember how Lamar basically made Hollywood Brown? Because let's be for real, he really did. Like, nobody knew Hollywood. Yeah, he needs somebody like a Hollywood where he just throw it up, or a tight end they got for the Ravens where he can just short yardage. But Cam Ward gonna be good.
Yeah, I think Cam Ward's going to be good. I don't think he's nearly as athletic as Lamar, but I think he's going to be a good player. He's just got to learn to get rid of the ball quicker, start taking his checkdowns when they're there, and not always look to hit the home run play. I think once he learns how to do that, then he'll start to take off.
Yeah, I think he just needs a super athletic tight end to help him out the first year or two. Unless they just beast out in the draft next year. Jacksonville. That's the team we talking about next. Tennessee just beast out with draft picks. I think they just need him a quick tight end that can just get yardage when they're down. Because even though I think Cam Ward can run the ball, I feel like you should play it safe with a team like Tennessee, because we seen them play it. They don't have they not really strong on offense for real. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, I get you.
Because what you feel about Golden Boy Travis Hunter?
Oh man, I mean, best player in the draft, right? Like, number one on my personal big board. I think he's just kind of what everybody else thinks. Great in man, great in zone. He's got real loose hips. To be able to mirror wide receivers. He's fast. He's got the best ball skills in the entire draft. He's a great route runner at wide receiver. He's incredibly fast, so he's great after the catch. He's shifty. The only flaw I can think about Travis Hunter is maybe he needs to get stronger to be able to hold up in the league. But other than that, like, no, Travis Hunter is about as a for sure thing as you can get. To me, I think he's gonna be top 10 wide receiver, top 5 corner in the league right away.
Yeah, we already talked about Travis Hunter before, so we already know great player. He gonna beast out basically. He got some personal issues he needs to address. We ain't gonna speak on them. But other than that, Travis Hunter just need to get his weight up. I think he might get a little arrogant at first. I think once he just, just slow it down, he gonna be great. I think he gonna have a good career.
Oh yeah.
Abdul Carter from Penn State, New York.
Oh yeah. Like this was once again the class was like in terms of non-quarterbacks, it was uh Hunter, Carter, and then everybody else, right? And then maybe you could say Genty was like in his own tier after that, and then everybody else, right? But Abdul Carter is insanely good. There's really not much to say about it. Great run defender. He's got great bend around the edge. He plays with so much explosiveness. His play recognition, just as an edge rusher, is insane. He's got great handwork, like developed handwork. There's really not a flaw to his game. I think he's going to come in right away, be a huge difference maker. Was edge rusher the Giants' biggest position in need? No, they got Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau. But when you have a talent like that, you just can't pass it up. So Giants made the right pick. Surprised. They never do, but they made the right pick this time. Good for them.
Man, them New York teams, man. I stay talking about them, man. New York. I was seeing Abdul Carter, one of the best defensive players this draft. So New York, I mean, y'all people try to compare him to Michael Strahan. I'm like, come on now, let's slow down.
Yeah.
Let's slow down. Like, let's see how he do. But coming, Penn State known for defense. They got a reputation for being hard nose. So, an environment like New York, where everybody media up in your ear nonstop, he should do good. I don't see him having no problems. The only problem I see is New York, because y'all see how they Saquon is a perfect example, and ever since the Eli Manning era, yeah, y'all see how they do. But let's move on. Will Campbell, I really don't want to speak on him because it's like he a tackle. LSU.
Yeah.
Mason Graham, even though he drafted by the Browns, I don't want to talk about him either because I feel like he related to Aldo Graham.
No, I don't think so. No, not that I know. But Mason Graham's a stud. I know from watching him at Michigan. I saw him beat up on your Buckeyes a couple of times.
Y'all think he could be related to Aldo Graham?
I don't think so. No.
Right, okay. I think he let Aldo Graham. You know who that is, right?
Yeah, the old quarterback.
Yeah, number 60 for the Browns with Jim Brown. Yeah, yo. That don't relate to Aldo Graham. Anyway, let's see. Now, here's what we talk about. Your boy Ashton Genty. Right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come
on. About that?
Like, we all watched him last year. We know that guy was unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
He has probably the best contact balance that I've ever seen out of a prospect coming out of college. He's elusive. He's got real good vision. I mean, he's just the whole package. He's got receiving ability. He can pass protect. He's fast. He's got literally every single thing going for him. Once again, just a guy that's above all the rest of these prospects. And he's number 4 on my big board. I think he's just an absolute stud. So I got nothing else to say. It's going to work out. I'm not a fan of picking running backs that early, but he the one. What do you think?
I don't want to get him too much hype. You feel like he could be like a Bo Jackson or Marcus Allen, like some old Raiders running backs for them. Them at the Raiders, when it comes to drafting, I don't know, back then, they either go get the dudes from the off-brand schools, which I think over time they start feeding to their own hype. We could just go get somebody from backwoods college in the middle of nowhere. No, they you know how they used to like just get somebody from off-brand school and then they just be great. You know how they used to do. But this Genty pick, he could be like like I said, I don't want to give him too much hype, but I feel like he could be like the Barry Sanders of the Raiders. Like how Barry was for the Lions. Lions was horrible. Barry came in, bam. No, I'm not comparing him to Barry. I'm just
Right.
saying
Just saying the impact he has on the team. Yeah.
because everybody gonna be thinking run, especially when you got somebody like him on the team. When you play the Raiders, you gonna think run. Now the problem with the Raiders gonna be is can they develop an O line that's either gonna be a heavy run online or a balance online? Because sometimes when you establish a heavy run online, when it's like 30-14 and you in the playoffs or you need this win, y'all so the mindset is run heavy. You remember like the Jets back then, but it worked for them. Remember when the Jets had LT in them and Mark Sanchez, he wasn't really a great thrower.
Yeah,
So it was run with LT, but then it caught up to him. I feel like in today's era, it's all about the pass. So if the Raiders can dominate with the run game, like the 49ers did, you remember that's why the West Coast with the 3 down, cool. If not, I feel like Genty go. I don't see him staying with the Raiders long. I feel like he go. I just don't see it because I feel like he trying to have a long career. You get what I'm saying? I don't think Genty.
yeah.
He's trying to play for some. I mean, we know he gonna play for some years if he don't get injured. I hope he don't. But the way the Raiders be drafting, you know how they do. They go get that one great player. Then I don't. Then everybody else don't. They just. So you feel like
Yeah.
with JT, he gonna last with the Raiders, or you get him like 2 or 3 years?
We'll see. He's definitely gonna finish out his contract there, so he's got at least 5 years there. But I really like the Raiders draft class this year in general. I think they were one of the teams to me that won the draft. I think they were in that like top tier, like top quarter of teams in this year's draft.
Mm-hmm.
They got if you don't mind, I'm gonna just kind of like go a little bit deeper into the Raiders draft, if you don't mind, real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay. After Genty, they go on and get Jack Bash, wide receiver out of TCU. My comparison to him was Puka. I think he's not the best route runner, but he's got real good hands. He's incredible after the catch. I think he had like a 1% drop rating in college last year. He's
Mm,
a stud. I had him 32nd on my big board as like a round one, round two, like middle, like late first, early second round grade. They got him at 58, and then they added another deep threat wide receiver, Dante Thornton, 4.3 speed, 6'5", just dominant, pure, tall, skinny, fast guy that just goes in and gets the deep ball. They addressed O line in the third round with a couple of picks, a couple of freak athletes who can play the guard or the tackle, a little bit of developmental picks, but and then they went with Darian Porter, who was one of my favorite corners at 68.
yeah.
Uh, he's just like he's this wide receiver turned corner. He's 6'3". He's got incredible ball skills, just showing off that he was a previous wide receiver, kind of like that Tariq Woolen type. But
Mm,
he I really like the Raiders draft this year, the first year under Pete Carroll. So if going back to your question, if they keep drafting like this, Genty's going to be a career Raider, but under this new regime. But if they go back to being the Raiders, yeah, he might be gone.
yeah. Raiders, please do not feed into the hype of we got Genty, so now we just about to establish a run offense and forget the defense. No, y'all need to establish a defense. I'm talking about like y'all need some names on the defense side because the Raiders, I don't know, y'all just be getting dudes who old or y'all just be placing y'all bets on these young dudes, but y'all need like what you feel about the Raiders defense? Because in my opinion, they need some help for real.
I like a couple of the moves that they had this offseason. They extended Max Crosby. I think that was a good move. Uh,
They're good.
they let Nate Hobbs walk, which I think was fine. They brought in Jeremy Chin. Hold on, let me look and see who else they brought in because I can't remember
The Max
off
Crosby,
the top of my head. Oh, they brought in what's his name? Devin White and Eric Stokes, just kind of like fine veteran pieces that are on the second year of their contract or on their second contracts, looking to prove a little bit something. Uh, yeah, I mean, the Raiders defense still got a lot of holes on it, but we'll see how it turns out.
The Raiders are that Max Crosby one when they re-signed him. I'm sitting there like, dude, did you say you? That's one of them like I'm a bait you free agency games. I call it like, dude, did you say you was leaving?
Oh yeah,
Like you see
I
the
thought he was a
games,
Bill.
you see them games they be playing. Like, man, you said I remember he was trending for like 2 weeks. I'm leaving. I'm tired of this organization. He said he's tired of organization. Basically, we know code. Dude, you basically saying you leaving. You trying to go to a winning organization. All of a sudden, oh, you signed the expansion with the Raiders. I'm like, see, that's why when they be talking, I just be zoned out because y'all just be saying,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I get the media trying to be kicking in, so I understand it. Y'all agents be sometimes telling y'all what to say because we knew his contract was coming up. So when he was like, I just want to be a winning organization. I'm tired of all the losing. I'm like, wait for it. Wait for it. Damn, you also like Miles Garrett did the same
Right,
thing.
Miles Garrett did the
Did
same
the
exact
same
thing.
thing like
Yeah.
that. I think that's what Nick Chubb trying to do, but Nick Chubb ain't got the leverage like they got. Like Max Crosby know the Raiders defense not good. We ain't gonna talk about the whole thing. He know he the star of the defense. So
Mm-hmm.
let me hit y'all with the sob story. Like I'm about to leave, and like we don't know your contract coming up. People on. He's one of them players, Max Crosby, where he know if he not there, the Raiders gonna lose money, and they just moved to Las Vegas or some talk to the stadium, whatever. So they need a Max Crosby to bring fans to the stadium. Jersey
Right.
sales, you already know about the stock market, ABC. We gonna get to all that. Point is, Max Crosby, you know what you was doing, man. I just want. I'm like, wait for it. Bam, he got extension. Yeah, I bet you got stocks in that contract. You probably got. You could bring in all the girls you want to in there. You probably we know how y'all do, but it's cool though. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Another player I want to talk about is Derek Harmon. Is that the one who said his mom was having cancer in the hospital or something? Was that him?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
him.
D tackle for Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you feel about him?
I think he went 21st to Pittsburgh, right? Or like,
Yeah,
yeah. Uh, I think he's strong. He's got good hands. He's real powerful in the run game. I mean, no, not in the run game. In the pass rush game, as a run defender, he can, kind of keep his pad level a bit high. He's really inconsistent in the run game. He's got real good size, length, but he's just his explosiveness really isn't there. He can play the three, he can play the one. Doesn't really matter which one, but he kind of fits better as a three. I think he's an eventual Cam Hayward replacement. Um, he's gonna come in and start right away, but uh I don't know. Where did I have him on my big board? I had him at 29 on my big board. I had him graded as a late first rounder. So I think if I was Pittsburgh, I would have tapped into the quarterback market a little bit there. I would have taken, if it was me personally, I'm not rocking the season with Mason Rudolph as my quarterback. I would have taken Shador Sanders at 21. I know we
don't they
ended up
got Justin
falling, so
Fields?
it doesn't really. Huh? No, Justin Fields is on the Jets now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that be
Their
that be
their
trying.
quarterback room is Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson down there in Pittsburgh. I guess they're banking on Rodgers.
I forgot, man. They be trading Justin Fields. He be jumping so many teams now, man.
Hmm.
Well, he don't jump to. Let me not say that. He always in. It's like every time. It's like every day, every other week. Justin Fields in a trade package to the Falcons, to the Saints. He in trade package to the Rams. Like Justin. Man, you need to put your foot down, man. You need to. I don't know who your agent. You need to tell, man, stop, because you don't. He's still kind of young, even though he up there with Trevor Lawrence. You know they've been in the league for some years. You do not want to be that quarterback known for his journeyman backs, especially when a lot of people don't like. They ain't got Justin Fields being the quarterback he can be. I do. I still think he's good and he can play a whole season. You do not want to have that reputation of being a quarterback who a journeyman, man. You do not want to be that quarterback who every trade package you win it.
Right.
Just because the name Justin Fields is included. You just don't. It's like you basically a name trade, I call it. Like, we got Justin Fields and he got a name to him, so accept the trade. You no, you don't want to have that reputation.
Yeah, you don't want to have the Fitz reputation, that's for damn sure. The Fitz magic reputation, definitely not.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, man.
Bills legend.
You feel like he really had a name when you feel like that dude always managed to go to the most sorriest teams and somehow make them relevant. I don't care what was it, Miami, Tampa Bay, the Jets. I don't care what team he was on. That would be straight trash. But he know how to market himself. I'm gonna give him credit for that. He got marketability. Say he could be losing by 30 every game. They talk about he got him a beard. He doing this commercial. He was doing this. Yeah, though. You know Shuby though.
Yeah.
So who else you want to talk about, man? I know it's a few teams you want to speak on.
Yeah, there were a few teams that I kind of wanted to talk about throughout this.
Let's go.
The first one that I wanted to talk about was Kansas City.
Okay.
And I thought Kansas City had a really good draft. They got Josh Simmons at 32, offensive tackle out of Ohio State. I thought he was one of the better tackles in this class. I thought he was a mid first rounder, and he ended up falling all the way down to 32 because of injuries. I think that's probably what made him fall. He got hurt last year, but they end up getting a steal at offensive tackle, which is their biggest need. Then right after that, they get Omar Norman Lott, D tackle out of Tennessee at 63. He's a great pass rushing DT. And then they get my two favorite wide receivers in the entire goddamn class in this draft. They got Jalen Royals in the fourth round pick. In the fourth round, I had him as an early second rounder on my big board. I watched him tear it up at Utah State, and he would. It was not real great competition. He would put up 150 plus yards every single game. He was a great route runner. He was incredible after the catch. He had reliable hands. He ended up running in his 4.4s at the combine for his 40. And of course, out of everywhere, he goes to Kansas City. You know what I mean? It's just like a dagger to the heart. And then after that, Elijah Badger out of Florida, one of my favorite guys. Like he was one guy that I watched that was supposed to be like this like late day 3 pick, whatever, like 7th rounder. I watched his tape. I fell in love right there and then. He reminded me of Stephon Diggs, just kind of the way he was moving out there. And then he ends up going undrafted and signs with Kansas City for nothing. My two favorite wide receivers in this entire draft that could have been ours are in our biggest rivals' hands. So, shout out to Kansas City, but man, that made me upset that they had a good year. That's why they stay good.
Utah State, though, what player was that again?
Jalen Royals.
What kind of competition? Like, I ain't down to him, but
it's garbage competition if we're being real. But like you could see the tools on the tape. Like he was just like making these dudes look absolutely silly out there. Like it was clear that he was just way better than anybody out there that he was going up against.
What team he goes to? Kansas City.
Kansas City, yeah.
I don't know. That wide receiver club, that wide receiver room, they got kind of deep.
Oh yeah, it's a good room. Yeah, they got what's it called? They got Rashee Rice, Worthy, Hollywood Brown, Juju, and then these two guys.
Seems like
It's
another Super
unreal.
Bowl. Seems like another Super Bowl run to me.
Yeah, no kidding. It's brutal.
I was looking up. Georgia got the most players drafted in 1 year. It caught like a coming out of college in 1 year back in
Yeah.
2022. Ohio State number 2 in 04, but recently Ohio State had 14 drafted this year. And the year
Oh
before,
yeah.
Michigan had 13. And it just me, everybody, there was a lot of Michigan dudes in first 2 rounds being drafted.
Oh yeah. We had Mason Graham to you guys, Colson Loveland, 10th to the Bears, the tight end. Then we had Kenneth Grant, the big defensive tackle, to Miami at 13. And then who I thought was the best of them, Will Johnson, who I'm glad we got to talking about. Will Johnson, 48th overall to Arizona. He was the best player on Michigan since he was a true freshman. He was the best player on that team that won the national championship. And he ends up falling due to an injury that they're saying could shorten his career. But he was number 3 on my big board on this entire thing. He falls all the way down to pick 48. I couldn't believe it. I wanted him so bad at pick 30. I love Mad Max that we ended up taking, but
Mm,
Will Johnson would have been real nice. He's going to be a future All Pro to me. But yeah, tons of Ohio State people picked this year.
let's talk. What's another team you want to speak on? Who else got drafted?
Uh, let's talk about Seattle. Seattle in the
Milrow.
first round. Yeah, Milrow. I think that was a great pick. I had an early second round grade on him. I thought I had him rated higher than Jackson Dart. So
Mm,
I thought if I was the Giants, that's the guy that I would have traded up for, not uh Jackson Dart. I would have taken Milrow, but I love the Milrow pick. He's got all the upside in the world. He's got a real strong arm. He's so athletic. I'm a big Jalen Milrow fan, and I can't believe he fell all the way to the late third. They started off the draft in the first round with Gray Zabel. I wasn't the highest on him, but he can play all 5 positions on the offensive line. He played left tackle, left guard, right tackle, all in college, and then he played at center at the Senior Bowl and looked his best there. So it was unbelievable. Just when you're a team that needs interior offensive line so bad, especially center, I think you can afford to reach a little bit and take this guy because he's clearly above every other center in the class.
mm.
Then they end up trading up for Nick Emanware, uh, who's just this freak athlete safety. Have you heard of him?
Let's go.
South Carolina.
I
He
think I'm
came
good.
he came into the combine. He ran 4.3. He jumps. He sets the DB record for both jumps, broad jump and
Okay. Okay.
just
I know I
vertical.
heard though.
Yeah, 6'4", and he's not the kind of 6'4" safety that you'd expect when you think of 6'4". You think of Derwin James, right? Like this hard hitting safety. But no, he is just this deep safety that's just so rangy, covers the entire field. And if he starts to learn how to use his big body of his, mm-mm, it's over for the league. He could be one of the best safeties in the entire NFL. And they ended up getting him in the second round, and they needed one more spot in the secondary to be
Man,
filled.
Seattle. I'm gonna get this. What I can like. This what I like about Seattle. I don't care if they go 0-16. And I tell you that they next year's draft, they always gonna get these. It's like they always know to get the right pieces, and then they'll end up going like 10-6 or 8-8 the next season. Like I don't even 8 and so they what because I know they added games so everybody man whatever.
Hmm.
Point is, I don't care if they go 0-16. If they draft right, which they normally do, they're going to go like 8-8. Then it's going to be 10-6 and 12. Like it's like they always can just have a down year and then just be right back at mid level up top.
Oh yeah.
The way they just drafted, it's like they trying to do a Legion of, was it Cam Chancellor was like 6'3", 6'4", wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, see what I mean? Then Milrow I don't know, can he run?
Milrow,
Yeah, can he
can
run?
he run? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Cause
He's a
most of the times I watched the
freak
Bama games,
athlete.
he was throwing. I mean, that's not a
Oh,
bad thing.
oh no. He can run. He's by far the best runner in this class, running quarterback in this class, I
Okay,
think.
well,
Yeah,
I guess
he can
Bama
move.
didn't want him doing a lot. Well, he was at one point. Even though it's still some of the Saban boys, I call him, he was semi carrying that offense with the most of the times I seen him is with his arm though. That's why I was asking if he can run because I guess
Oh yeah.
they want to play it safe with him because he was like, come on now, Bama. Whoever coming behind him, we already know Bama done for real,
Right.
SEC.
Yeah.
So I guess this is technically their like last good year, I guess what. Anyway, Milrow, he could be like a Russell Wilson, probably better. That that that
If Darnold doesn't work out, hell yeah, they'll give him a shot.
Sam Darnold
They
dude.
should.
Sam Darnold dude.
They got Darnold on an interesting contract. They can get out of it any year. It's basically like 3 1-year contracts, and it's like team options almost, where they can say, yeah, you could come back another year, or no, we don't want you anymore.
What happened to Geno Smith?
Vegas.
Vegas.
Vegas, yeah.
Okay, well, Sam Darnold though, like man, they about to get rid of this one. I think that he's a safety net. Like, see, some of these dudes be safety nets. Like, okay, like we don't know. We already know the Seahawks. They either was gonna get Milrow or a quarterback like Darks or one of them other. They wasn't gonna get Shador. Seattle, they not playing that. They were not all that. Just no, they weren't about to play it. But Sam Darnold is a safety net. Like, come on, I see Milrow starting by week 5. I get about week 5 or 6, he's starting. Like,
Okay, all right.
What you think? You think they're gonna have him behind Darnold the whole season?
I think so. It depends on how Darnold's playing. Like if he plays like he did last year in Minnesota, yeah, Milrow's not seeing the field. But if he plays like every other year of his career, yeah, Milrow's seeing the field by week 5.
I think even if Sam Darnold good, Milrow seeing the field because I think it's gonna be that Darnold cannot run. So I think if it's like I think if they up by like
And he
20,
can move a little bit. He can move
anyway,
a little bit.
I think if they up by 20, they might throw Milrow in there. Man,
Oh yeah.
You like Sam Darnold, huh? That's your boy, huh? That's your boy.
I think he's cool. He showed a bit last year. I think he deserved his contract. I think I would take the bet on him over Geno Smith. I think just with the upside.
Geno. That was just Geno was there like you've been here because people don't know Geno been with Seattle since what 2013, 14.
like 2018, I think. But he was with the Jets first. But yeah, then the Giants for a year and then Seattle.
Oh, see, he another one bounce a lot of times. Point, he been there some years. You sure he wasn't there earlier than that?
Oh yeah. He might have been there a little earlier than that. I know he was drafted to the Jets though, and he was there. He was with the Jets for at least.
Yeah, he was
4
behind
years.
Russ. He was behind Russ for like.
He was behind Russ for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Point is, Geno was more like you been here, you know what the system is, so. We already know we not gonna make no Super Bowl. We already know we not making no championship. So let's just keep it safe. Cause they were still making the playoffs, and even if they wasn't, it was barely.
Right.
Like they barely wasn't making it. So, but now you got Milrow, and I guess your boy Sam Darnold apparently. I guess. How much did they pay Sam Darnold? I just gotta know now.
It was 3 years, $110 million.
Seattle. That's what we doing, man.
But it's basically like 3 1-year contracts. It's like they're paying him like none of his money's guaranteed like year to year.
So basically, he gonna be making like 20
They
million minus the taxes, basically.
Yeah, they could if it doesn't work out this year, they could cut him for like no cost.
For that one season he had with Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So we gonna forget the New York Jet days. We gonna act like,
Yeah.
oh my god, man.
I don't hate it just because it's structured in the way where you could just get out of it if it doesn't work out next year. But if it was guaranteed, that would be horrible. But since it's not guaranteed, I'm cool with it, you know?
See y'all build that little young team, so I'm gonna give y'all praises, but whoever y'all to give out that contract, I'm just keeping. I don't be hating on dudes, cause especially who get money, cause that's like some girl type stuff. But 110 million though. Yeah, okay. Who else? What other team you got? Let's move on from Seattle.
All right. Last one that I got on this list is the Ravens. They got Malachi Starks at 27th overall. I had a top 10 grade on him. I had him as my 8th rated prospect. Just an incredibly pro-ready, rangy, deep safety. Comes in right away, ready to play. Him and Kyle Hamilton pair with each other perfectly. Each one does best what the other one does worst. So it works out really well there. Then the second round, they get Mike Green, who I had a mid first round grade on in the second round. The reason he fell was due to his sexual assault allegations that he's gotten. He had one in high school and then he had one at Virginia. So teams were a little bit wary of that. That's probably why he fell. But as a pure talent based, he's a mid first rounder. He's got incredible dip and bend around the edge. He's really explosive. He showed why he was a top pick by leading the college football in sacks this past year. They added a couple of versatile offensive linemen in the third, or a versatile offensive lineman in the third, and then they got Teddy Buchanan, linebacker out of Cal, who is a freaky, rangy athlete at linebacker. So they got good depth there. Maybe a good pairing with Roquan. We'll see how it goes. But I really like the Ravens draft as well, which is another one that pisses me off because another AFC contender is killing the draft. You know? But what you think?
Mike Green said he went to he was at Virginia, but he played 1 year in Marshall.
Yeah.
He 21. He got allegations. You said from high school and college.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of allegations? Like girls?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that's what you need to do. I'm about to put you up on game. You probably ain't never gonna see this. You need to get you that one friend. I don't care if you go on the date. I don't care if you going. First off, you need to stay out the club. I don't like when athletes get money and they still thinking they 15. Like you on your tax bracket is way up here. That going to a club. I'm just hanging out at the park. No, that's still over. You get what I'm saying? Like you can still be you, but you gotta know how to move. Every time you go on the date, take your man with you. every time I don't even care if you going. I don't even care if you walking up the street. I'm just going to hang with my friend girl. I don't want to say girlfriend. Okay, take your man with you. Have him in the corner somewhere. You see, you already developing a reputation allegedly for these allegations. You need you in a different tax bracket. You about to get all this money. You a defensive player on the Baltimore Ravens, so you already know the history of Ray Lewis and know how they set the standard. Man, every time if you even think, let me go holler at old girl. Your man need to be right here with you. That's your bodyguard. That's your dude. You get what I'm saying? Because you know how the NFL be. You get an allegation in the pros. Well, you know, he had an allegation in high school. And you know, college. And you get what I'm saying? Like, what's his name? Mike Green. Dude,
Yeah, Mike Green.
you need some barriers with that. I don't even care if she be. Yeah, I think we should go out. Hang your man with the camera in the window somewhere, like. So, I'm telling you, man, like don't be getting too comfortable when they get to a certain status and they feel like, oh, I you see what Shannon Sharp.
Oh yeah, yeah. I see the Shannon Sharp. I'm not gonna pretend to know anything about this Mike Green thing because I don't know shit. I just know what I see on Twitter, right?
Yeah,
But with the yeah, so I'm not gonna say if it's real or if it's not. I don't know. It's not my place to judge it. But with the Shannon Sharp, I thought that I once those texts came out, man. Oh my God, those freaky texts were nuts. But yeah.
the Mike.
You see how they do people with money though. Shannon Sharp, Jonathan Majors, you know.
I ain't even gonna say though, man. Jonathan Majors, man. I see he trying to come back into movies and whatnot, so we gonna see how that goes. But the Mike Green one, I just say,
Yeah, the Mike Green one, I don't know anything
yeah,
about.
I don't know
I'm
nothing.
not
I'm
gonna
just
speak
telling you,
on
bro.
that one.
Every time you even like, if a girl wants you, just man, you just need a witness somewhere, somebody who you trust. You just need you a witness, man. Now, once you get one girl, you settle with her. You don't need one, but when y'all in the pre stages, yeah, bro, you need a witness at all times because
Yeah.
it's gonna be that one. It's gonna be that one. He touched me. He did something. It's gonna be that one, man. I just know. But yeah, man. Let's talk about your bills real quick.
All right.
So I'm gonna address back to what this GM said.
Mhm.
What happened with the Stephon? I probably asked you this before, but now that Stephon, I don't know if he gone to know y'all trade. I don't. Now he went to Texans.
We traded him to the Texans last year. He just signed with the Patriots this year.
Okay, what's wrong with the Bills wide receiver room? Like what's I want to hear what you gonna say. I heard what GM said, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, with our wide receiver room, there's it's not it's betting on a lot of upside, right? Like we got Khalil Shakir, super safe wide receiver, slot wide receiver. He's one of the best in the league after the catch. He's got phenomenal hands. He's fast. He's a good player, good safety valve, but he can't separate really. He's not a great route runner. Then you got Keon Coleman, uh completely raw, just like go up and get it wide receiver. Still though, not the his weakness is he can't really separate either. So you
Mm,
got two wide receivers that's big problem is separation as your main two. And then after that you go in and bring Josh Palmer thinking, "Oh, well, we need a separator. Let's go get Josh Palmer." Problem is Josh Palmer's never been able to carve out a good role. Even last year with the Chargers when there was nobody else there but him and Lat McConkey. Quentin Johnston outproduced him last year. And do I think that he's a talented player who might get unlocked in this Bills system? Maybe. Is he a good separator? That's looked to be so far it kind of the puzzle piece kind of fits where that's what he's good at, but the rest of his game is kind of a weakness. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't like banking on the fact that Josh Palmer is going to come in and take a step up in his career, especially because behind that, we really don't have anybody else who can play on the outside. Our next receiver after those two is Curtis Samuel. He's slot guy only. Uh, Joe Brady couldn't really figure out how to use Curtis Samuel and Khalil Shakir together. Uh, two slots, but he couldn't figure out how to work those two together. And then after that, it's just like Laviska Chenault, who's there for kick returning purposes, who might not even make the team. I don't know. And then we drafted Caden Prather. I don't know anything about him. I'm not going to pretend to. He was just way too far down the list where I didn't even recognize his name. So maybe we got something there, but I don't really know. We didn't take him till 240 though in the damn draft. We didn't take a wide receiver till then. It's just like no clear number one on the outside, and that kind of bothers me. Yeah, I like the everybody eats concept, but you need somebody to go to in case of emergency.
I get you. So what about the defense?
Mm-hmm. The defense, yeah, we had a couple of big holes heading into the draft. Daquan Jones had a massive fall off last season. He was our one tech paired up next to Ed Oliver. Since then, we needed that sort of one tech to pair with Ed Oliver, and seems as though we've found one in TJ Sanders. This offseason at corner, we let Rasul Douglas walk. We replaced Rasul with four guys. We got Max Hairston in the draft. We bring back one of my favorite Bills of all time, Tre'Davious White. We bring Dane Jackson in, and then we draft Dorian Strong in the 6th round. Just kind of plugging in, filling those holes. And then at edge rusher, we brought in Joey Bosa this year, and we brought in Landon Jackson and Michael Hoyt. So we brought in a few different guys that can all just kind of add to this rotation. I think we got a lot deeper this year on defense. I think we got a lot better, and hopefully, like Bean says, hopefully that was adding all of those pieces was what's needed to take this team to the next level. I hope he's right. So we'll see.
Yeah, man. This draft, I think this draft was like one of the most exciting ones. Even when it came like the second, third rounds, minus this Shador drama. I feel like this draft had some. I feel like it was some nepotism going on, but a lot of dudes, like you can tell, they genuinely like earned it. They was like real crying, and it wasn't no they was related to this person, they related to this person, they related to this. No, it was like dudes actually earned it, and they didn't have your stereotypical background of dad wasn't that. You know how they do. It was more like they had real family, real foundation. They earned it. They had good grades. That's what I like to see. I don't like when they trying to get all. They was in
all the
hood.
sob stories and all that.
I'm so tired of every bruh got to be from the hood. Daddy was around. Mama was on drugs. Like, man, stop. I was glad. Like the one dude, the dude who kept hugging people. What was his name? You might dude that was right there, kept hugging everybody. He had the blue suit.
Yeah, that was Max Hairston. That was our pick.
Yeah, I like him. He had genuine foundation. He was genuinely happy. He was excited for other dudes, but at the same time, he knew his time was coming. It wasn't no hate. I feel like most of his draft, it wasn't no hate. Everybody pretty much was. Oh yeah, they was happy for each other. But them draft classes in the past where everybody got a sob story, nepotism, I mean, it was some nepotism in this draft, but majority of those, like I said, was I guess I can see they earned it. Like you could tell they eyes and they face, they actually earned it. But all that sob story, man, no. I'm tired of that. Like, how about we just have some draft classes where, like back in the day, dudes actually had foundation and they earned it. Like, I feel like now you gotta have like I want to say stereotypical, a sob story. You get what I'm saying? Background for you to make it. Do you feel like it's like that, or like what you think?
I don't know. I mean, it sells, right? The sob story sells, but whatever route you take to make it into the league is proud of you if you make it into the league. You know what I mean? Good for you. I like to know like the stories of like all the guys that come to my team, but I don't need to know every person in the NFL's like journey. You know what I mean?
It be feeling real Hollywood. It be feeling real Hollywood. Like, all y'all got the same story though. Like, you know how back then it was in between. That's like every dude be they from the projects. They mama was on drugs, or they mama they daddy was never around. They got arrested. They was 14 for stealing the car. I'm like, what, man? No, y'all wasn't. Y'all, what Eminem tell your boy? you went to a private school. You went to a private school. You had your mama and daddy and grandma and cousins. Like, no, what was you hood? You was in the suburbs. You got straight A's. You never had a seat in your life. Probably one in college, but like, come on, man, like, stop. Like, you was hood on the video game because GTA do not mean you hood. You playing Grand Theft Auto do not equal hood. Call of Duty is not the streets. Like, these dudes, man. Like, do you feel like some of them just be over dramatic or what?
Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't know. So there are definitely some dudes who can be dramatic, but some of them really do come from,
Yeah, some of them probably. Spots. You can tell some ones that do, because they really don't be trying to speak on. They'll just say something like, "Yeah, my mom first taught me good." But them dudes who just be, yeah, stop lying. No, we seen you grow up on. See, this ain't like back in the day. You was on camera at 10 years old. We see what you was not in those streets. No, you was on video. We see, like, what was you in the streets? Long story short, I don't feel like I'm dragging it. Basically, I like this draft class.
Yeah.
Was there some nepotism? Of course, but majority, like, dudes earned it. This might be one of them. I think this draft class gonna have dudes buying Madden again.
Oh yeah.
Those gonna be buying Madden again. Madden, EA, I might have a chance of selling Madden because we all know when GTA come out, 2K and Madden is done. Now, college football, people gonna play that, but Madden, 2K, done. So is that GTA drop. It's over. But go ahead and they can find you at, man.
What's up?
Tell them where they can find you at.
You can find me at Chatter Buffalo on Twitter. The username is at Chatter Buffalo. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for having me on, TJ. I appreciate it.
What's everybody? As y'all know, David will be back home. He's talking about having me on like he ain't coming back. David will be back home. I'm definitely gonna have more guests though, because a lot of dudes are saying they gotta wait till after the draft. So y'all definitely gonna see more content these upcoming weeks. I probably, some of them probably not, because I don't know how this Microsoft stuff about to work. But yeah, that's been TJ McKinley Podcast, episode 36. All my social medias is right there on my YouTube. I'm seeing I'm getting a lot of followers lately, so I don't know what I'm doing right, but y'all go follow me and go follow my man David here. Tell him your YouTube.
I don't have a YouTube.
Oh well, y'all go follow his social medias wherever he got. But I see all my socials is growing, which I guess y'all know I do this because I'm bored. Go ahead. This was TJ McKinley Podcast, episode 36. Thank y'all for watching. Like, subscribe, retweet, comment, do whatever what y'all gonna do. Y'all go follow David on his socials. And 37 will be up next.